Welcome to the PCPD.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Kind of feels like you've already been working here.
Yeah, I didn't bet you'd expect to get stuck with me as a partner, you know? Sorry about that. I know Anna didn't get a chance to ask you for your input.
No. If she had, I would have been all for it. I think we did a pretty good job working the pathogen case. It's gonna feel like you're slumming a little bit, though. FBI and then Chief of Detectives in Landview, and now this.
No. I'm happy to have the job. I'm happy to be here.
That's good. It's not gonna be boring, promise you that. You never know what's gonna walk through those doors.
I'm telling you, you're locking up the wrong guy.
Do you think Robert honestly expected you to believe that I'm the man in the sketch?
I never seen him so adamant about anything, really.
I mean, you know what he said is impossible.
Yeah, I know.
Anna? Do you regret having Robert arrested?
What's going on?
Breaking and entering with intent.
Where?
Home of Duke Lavery. Commissioner busted him. Made the call.
Thanks, I'll take it from here.
Yes, sir.
Hey, guys, no big deal. You're just following orders. I get it. Listen, Anna's making a huge mistake here, but I know you understand.
Well, no, what you need to understand is that you're in a lot of trouble right now.
What do you got?
Hey, this is a private conversation.
I mean, this is Detective McBain. He's my partner. This is Robert Scorpio. He's Anna.
Anna's ex, yeah. He's a bit of a legend in the intelligence community.
You've had experience in the intelligence service?
I have, FBI, 12 years at one point. Well, Anna was my mentor.
Then you trained with the best. And listen, we should be worried about her.
So start talking.
No, I'll start talking. Robert, legend or no legend, have you lost your mind?
Well, Robert knows what he did. He understands the risks entirely. He broke the law. He knows what the consequences are. I won't blame you if you have to take out a restraining order.
Anna, I don't think that'll be necessary. I mean, Robert will wake up after a night in jail and he'll have cooled his heels. At the very worst, he'll probably have like a crick in his neck.
Yeah.
I mean, he'll realize that he can't come between us. I mean, no matter what ludicrous lies he tells.
Yeah. I know. I mean, obviously, you're not Faison in disguise, and that's impossible.
The man is desperate, Anna. But he can't harm us. I mean, especially if we're not here. The mountains are cooling. I took the liberty of purchasing ski lift tickets.
Oh my God, you're a betting man, aren't you?
I would bet on you any day of the week. Come on. Come on. You know you want to.
It's kind of exactly what I need.
Is that a yes?
Yeah. I'll come away with you. Oh, Olivia. Hi. I'm so glad you're here.
Yeah. Something I can help you with, Commissioner?
Yes. There is, actually. I'd like to talk to you about this. Clearly you outmaneuvered Scorpio. I saw him being led away in handcuffs.
Yes. Not before telling Anna exactly who I am.
He knows you're Faison.
Yes.
How did Mr. Vane react?
Well, she thought he was absolutely crazy or insane with grief. But I'm not the one who called the police. She did.
Then everything's all right.
This is far from over. Scorpio won't let me keep Anna. I'm gonna have to take her.
Where did you get this?
Robert showed it to me. He said that when you looked at Duke Lavery, this is the face that you saw.
Yeah, I was describing it to Elizabeth, and this is what she drew. She's very good, you know.
Yeah. She was probably good enough to draw a portrait from memory, I would think.
I'm sorry?
What I need to know is this an exact rendition of what you thought you saw? Or in any artistic license? You know, did Robert help you with any of the features, lead Elizabeth in some way to draw what he wanted to see? Because Elizabeth knows this person too.
And I'm telling you, I did all of the talking, and I was floored when I realized that Elizabeth and Robert both recognize this man.
Is this really him?
Hand to God. Hand to God. This is a spitting image.
Well, I don't really understand hallucinations or what they mean or anything, or how they work.
Join the club.
So if this is the face you saw when you looked at Duke,
Yeah.
does it mean that they're the same man?
Familiar with Faison from my time at the Bureau.
You ever make any contact with him?
No, but he held a prominent place at the top of the most wanted list until he supposedly died.
He's not dead.
You know this for a fact.
Yeah, I just had a chat with him. Look, he's alive and well and living behind somebody else's face.
Have you run this by Anna?
Well, yeah, that's what got me in here. Kind of. She doesn't believe me. But you guys have got to come in on my side here. I got to get out of here and get this guy before he hurts Anna, or worse.
Damn Scorpio. Always showing up where he's not wanted. I already had to revise my plans once, when Robin figured out that I wasn't the real Duke.
Such a shame it didn't work out. Returning Miss Devane's daughter alive would have made Duke Lavery a bona fide hero.
I could have left her exactly where she was, dispensing medicine in the hospital.
After all the trouble and expense you've gone to.
I didn't even need her. Huh. I didn't realize that Anna's attraction to Duke was so strong. I won her over in my own merits. And his, but I don't want to give him too much credit. But she and I have become very close.
That's wonderful.
She's agreed to go away with me. So you see, I've come too far and I've achieved too much to stop now. Scorpio is the one who must be stopped.
So, he has to die?
Well, as tempting as that is, I've come up with a plan that is much more effective. Many people have listened to Scorpio's tale. I might be under investigation.
So what will you do? Continue to deny?
Oh, that won't be enough. Anna has to see for herself. She has to see that Duke Lavery and Faison are two separate people. I can make that happen. But I'm going to need your help.
So some of your hallucinations come true, is that correct?
Yeah, almost all of them. But they don't always make any sense until down the line. And then some of them don't even make sense then. Like, for instance, I just saw my future grandbaby as a dog.
Oh, well, that's disturbing.
You think? Yeah, I think I scarred Lulu for life. So my point is that you gotta take the things I see with a grain of salt, you know?
Yeah, none of this is making me feel any better about having Robert arrested.
I'm sorry, did you just say that you had Robert arrested?
Let me just get this straight. Your theory that Faison is alive and masquerading as Duke Lavery is based on your mother's LSD-induced hallucination.
Don't forget the cigarillo. One of Faison's favorites, found right where Lavery was standing at the dock.
Right, sorry, I forgot that. So we have the semi-psychic sketch and we got a cigarette butt.
Is he always like this?
I don't know. That's our first day as partners.
Listen, we've also got Olivia. Now, she's not a semi-psychic. She's the real deal.
It's true. As crazy as it sounds, everything my mother has envisioned has happened.
Right. We call that a reliable witness.
All right. Prefer evidence.
Yeah, don't we all?
Okay, in my time, I've known a couple psychics that turned out to be right once in a while.
Okay, so you believe me. All right. You were mentored by Anna, correct?
Yeah, we've known each other a long time.
You understand that Faison's one hell of a threat here.
Murder, mind control, everything in between. I get it.
Faison has been obsessed with Anna for most of his life. Framed her as a double agent. Took away all those years with Robin. She's blindsided right now with grief for our child. Otherwise, she would have seen through this guy. She also wants to believe that Lavery can come back to her. But at some point, she's going to snap out of it. And when she does, Faison's going to turn on her.
Are you suggesting that Anna's vulnerable right now?
Yes.
She's allowing herself to be manipulated?
Yes.
You also lost a daughter.
Yes. And There's not a day that goes by that I don't think about that. But I'm not delusional. This is how Faison works. And I'm the only one that can stop him. You guys have got to get me out of here.
Just we both respect you, Robert. We can't just let you go.
Guys, it's a simple thing. You just go off and get a cup of coffee, and you come back, and I'll be gone.
Yeah, except the commissioner makes the calls, and in this case, she actually called in the B&E.
Look, Anna let Faison maneuver her. Which should give you an idea of what kind of a threat this guy poses. I've got to get this bastard away from her.
Obviously, we don't want her in any danger.
Then you've got to go out there and arrest this person formerly known as Faison.
There's not a lot to go on.
Well, let me out of here and I'll get you something to go on.
Sorry, we can't do that.
Okay. You got to do what you got to do. But it's on your heads if anything happens to Anna.
It is not fair of my father to ask Robert to come back and deal with all of this. He should be here for a lot of reasons.
Honey, why are you so upset about Robert?
It's not Robert.
It's hormones.
Hormones? Oh! Project Surrogacy is underway, is it? Aw, that's wonderful. Oh.
You can see how much fun I have.
Oh, honey. Yeah, you're sweetie, you're gonna feel a lot better when you're holding that gorgeous little baby in your arms, right?
Emphasis on gorgeous.
Gorgeous little kid.
Thank you. So back to Robert. What did he do?
Well, he broke into Duke's apartment because he was looking for evidence that Duke isn't Duke.
Did he find anything?
No, of course not. Yeah, I mean, I really believe that Robert's grief is kind of affecting his mind right now. I mean, it's totally absurd that one man could steal another man's face.
So, did Duke's story check out?
Yeah. Duke is who he says he is, who he looks like, who he sounds like.
I mean, you know, you've been separated from Duke for a while, so maybe you don't know him as well as you...
But I knew Faison. He stalked me for years. He nearly destroyed my life. And if I believe for 1 second that Robert was even remotely correct about this, well, you know, for starters, I wouldn't go away with Duke.
So, where you guys going?
The mountains. Skiing. Yeah. I'm actually looking forward to it.
Are we clear?
I'll go on ahead to get everything set up.
I guess we won't be needing these. Miss Falconer. How nice to see you again.
Duke.
What's my name? It's a lovely drawing. You know, you really ought to frame that.
Oh, hi. There you are.
Hello. Should we have a glass of champagne quickly to get us in the mood for our adventure?
Yeah, who's the designated driver?
Well, neither one of us, because our plans have changed.
Slow down. My mother saw our baby as a dog.
Reliable witness.
Hey, Lulu. Great to see you. Listen, you reckon you could post bail for me while I get out of here and find Anna?
Well, you better hurry because she's going on a ski trip with Duke.
We're not going skiing?
Oh, yes, we are. But you have to go to your room and pick up your passport first.
Why?
Because we, my dear, are going to Switzerland.
Lieutenant. Sorry. It's detective now, isn't it?
What can I do for you, Miss Quartermain?
I understand that...
If you came here hoping to watch me get carted off to Pentonville, Something tells me you're going to be a little disappointed.
Now let's not get ahead of ourselves, shall we?
Actually, nothing would make me happier than to wave goodbye to you as you get carted off to Pentonville, but I am here on another matter. You have Robert Scorpio in custody, yes? I'd like to see him.
Well, thanks for dropping by.
Sorry, Robert, I've been busy. I am working on other cases other than your B&E right now.
Let me make this clear to you. Your boss, that pushy woman that got me locked up in here, is holding hands with a card-carrying psycho.
Okay, I can't just ignore her orders.
Well, you might want to start to try. Because Anna's life is on the line.
Danke.
Bitteschön.
If you don't like the view, Anna, we can always change rooms.
No, it's beautiful. It's lovely.
Something's troubling you. What is it?
Just the last time I was here in Switzerland, it was because Heather said Robin was here.
I'm sorry. I shouldn't have brought you here.
Oh, it's all right. It's fine. I kind of was surprised. I thought we were going upstate to ski. This Catskills. Why are we here? Why did you bring me here?
Anna has to see for herself. She has to see that Duke Lavery and Faison are two separate people. I can make that happen. Well, the Catskills are very nice, but the food they have there is nothing compared to the food here, and also the skiing here is so much better. When a friend offered me a plane and these rooms, I mean, I could hardly say no. Besides, I'm not exactly welcome in the United States anymore.
Since when? What happened?
All my secrets are. Faison isn't welcome in Port Charles.
I don't know.
Really?
Really?
Guess your victim act was less than successful. You probably thought you were going to have Michael glued to your hip by now.
Well, we're building a relationship, Tracy. It takes time.
Really? Does Michael know that? Or does he know what the rest of us Quartermains know? That you're a black hole. You are a bottomless pit of self-pity and incompetence. Ooh, you're going to fit right in at Pentonville.
You'd like to see that, wouldn't you?
You shot my brother in the back. There is nothing I would like more than to see you in prison, especially before you and Sky can do any harm to ELQ.
What if I told you that Sky and I have a plan to save the company from you?
This stimulating discussion of corporate politics is simply going to have to wait because the DA is waiting on us. AJ and Tracy, weren't you looking for Robert Scorpio?
I was. Any time now, Detective.
Well, I'm busy. And although I'm sure you know your way around a jail cell, Jack, would you escort this young lady down to Robert Scorpio's cell?
AJ, this is Detective John McBain. He is a recent addition to the PCPD, and I understand you're going to be joining us.
I'm going to be sitting in, yes.
Oh, that's good. I hope you are ready to deal, because what my client has to offer should not remain on the table too long.
The DA is backed up right now, and the charges
Can't
you're
you call
facing,
in
I
a
can't just
favor?
make
I
them
mean,
wait. I've tried.
Arraignment.
Look, Robert, listen to me. I've tried. Okay, bottom line is you have to wait for your turn.
Lulu, can you hear what she said last night? They were leaving on a ski expedition. I've got to stop that.
It's too late. Anna's already gone.
Why would you say that? There's nothing remotely funny about Faison. Not even his hair.
I'm sorry. I wasn't trying to make light of him. I was just laughing at Robert and his highly creative and paranoid theory that Faison and I are one and the same.
Yes, certainly paranoid. It's not outside the realm of possibility, though, is it?
What does that mean?
What if Faison's alive?
Deal that the city of Port Charles cannot afford not to take.
Tell him.
Juan, thank you so much for agreeing to this meeting.
I hear your client's ready to confess.
Oh, well, I think my meaning may have been misconstrued.
No confession, no deal.
All right, don't be so hasty. My client is in possession of information which is of great value to this government, and he is willing to trade said information for all the charges against him being dismissed.
Look, I only took this meeting as a courtesy. I want this case to go to trial. I've got signed statements from your client's father and sister that he shot the father in the back.
Just out of curiosity, what kind of information are we talking about?
Certainly you gentlemen are familiar with the FBI's most wanted list.
Where's Faison fit in that list?
Get me out of here!
Okay, look, I already told you the DA's backed up, but I will see what I can do.
Tracy, I didn't think you'd come.
Well, I wasn't sure I was going to come, but you mentioned Luke. Is he all right? Where is he?
Turkey.
Robert, you want to be more specific? Is he vacationing? Is he on a bender? Is he in trouble of some kind?
Well, he's there handling his situation, and I'm here handling Anna.
And judging from your circumstances, Anna didn't like being handled?
Well, she had me busted for breaking into Lavery's apartment.
Really? A lifetime as a secret agent. You must be slipping.
Well, desperation makes me sloppy. I needed the proof.
Proof of what?
Brace yourself.
But Robert's right. Faison's remains were never found.
Well, didn't he die in an explosion? I mean, there'd be nothing left to find.
Now, that man cheated death before.
Yes, but that's no proof that he would...
It's a reminder that I need to keep my eyes open. I've been trained never to overlook any possibility, and I won't.
But Faison was in love with you.
He was obsessed with me. That's completely different.
But if he loved you, wouldn't he have found you by now? Wouldn't he have shown his face by this time?
I don't know, maybe. It's just so unsettling to think that he could be out there somewhere.
Then don't think about it. Stop thinking about it.
It's easier said. I nearly lost everything because of him.
Why don't you go to your room and unpack? And we'll see each other in a little while.
Okay, that's a good idea. Can we not talk about him anymore?
Okay? You can come out now.
Trial may not be the slam dunk that you are envisioning, given that several of the witnesses have died during the interview.
Wait, sorry, what the hell is he doing here?
He's my partner.
Yeah, well, he's also Sonny Corinthos' son.
All right. I would not go so far to say, as the detective has a conflict of interest, but it is true that his father, Mr. Corinthos, does have a vendetta against my client.
Well, Diane, please, do you want a grandstand or do you want to deal? I'm on the clock here.
I'm sorry. Deal? What deal?
She wants us to drop all the charges.
What are you... not a chance. We got an airtight case against
Hey,
this
come on,
guy.
I'm a
He's got
petty
3
criminal
counts of
compared to
kidnapping.
Faison.
Faison? Who's talking about Faison?
He's talking about Faison.
Well, that's great. AJ, would you take this off the internet?
Look at the timestamp, genius. That photo's taken years after his supposed death.
And the tech department can scan the data to their heart's content once we have a deal in writing, gentlemen. Come on. This is a get for this department. This is the kind of arrest and conviction that makes headlines and resets career trajectories. So, do you want AJ Quartermain or do you want Cesar Faison?
Luke said if I called you, you'd help.
Well, that's because Luke thinks he can con me, even secondhand.
Hey, look, I was mortified when I learned that he and Anna had hooked up. I always hoped that she'd do better.
I'm not going to discuss my personal situation with you. If we're going to talk about Luke and Anna, we are going to confine ourselves to the crisis at hand. Now, you have a cigarillo butt and the word of Olivia Falconeri, Port Charles's resident psychic, and that makes you believe, convinced, that Faison walks among us.
You're going to tell me I'm crazy, aren't you?
Luke trusts you. And if you say that Faison is alive, then I say you and I need to find that maniac and stop him before he kills anybody else.
As always, it's a pleasure to see you. I am simply pointing out
Is it the risk you are taking, bringing that woman here?
That woman, excuse me, her name is Anna. And whenever you talk about her, show her a little respect and courtesy. And about my judgment, don't question it. All right?
I trust you implicitly. I am simply pointing out that the situation is perilous. You've gone to a great deal of time and trouble. And Anna's presence here could be your undoing.
Yeah, but Scorpio's interference left me no choice. I have to take a calculated risk to make Anna mine. Okay?
Say the photo's real. Doesn't do any good without location, without a context.
I can provide all that.
Provided we have a deal.
I thought you changed. AJ, isn't that what you told Michael, that you wanted to do right by your family?
I do.
Well, then how can you sit here covering your own ass while that maniac is out on the loose? You tell us what you know about Faison, and it'll help restore your reputation, maybe.
A glossy reputation is not going to do my client any good in Pentonville.
Excuse me. Gentlemen. Kicking a quarter main loose? The press is going to go nuts.
Look, we have Robert Scorpio downstairs with his own story about Faison. This is all starting to add up.
It's your call. For what it's worth, Faison's a much bigger threat than this guy in here.
I'm sorry to interrupt, gentlemen, but I just want you to know that I'm sure the Justice Department will be happy to give my client immunity and more for a shot at Faison, so it can be their triumph or yours.
Yeah, I can probably find you a judge, and I don't think your bail will be too prohibitive.
I can't even get a hearing right now. The EA's office is so backed up.
Ah, yes, well, with any luck at all, they are working overtime to put my nephew in prison until the end of time.
Do you reckon that they could put that case aside just long enough to get me out of here? Look, every second that she's with Faison, she's in worse danger.
Have you made all necessary preparations?
To the letter. But there is still time to change course. There are other ways to take care.
Hey, Duke. Duke? It's Anna.
Congratulations. You're a free man.
Not yet. So, where's Faison?
Switzerland.
Hey, Duke.
What do we do?
Duke, I tried taking a nap and I'm kind of jet lagged. I'm a bit wired. Duke?
Officers! Officers, there's a man escaping. He's a felon.
Relax, Tracy. I'm free.
What do you mean you're free?
All charges dropped.
That is not possible. You belong in prison.
I guess the DA found someone they wanted more than me. So I'll see you in the boardroom. Bye.
Any news on my arraignment?
No, but AJ Quartermain backed up your story. Faison is alive, and according to AJ, he's in Switzerland.
Open the door, Duke. Duke!
Anna, it's John. Look, you need to call me right away. I have some information that you need to know. Faison is alive.
Duke?
Any news on my arraignment?
No, but AJ Quartermain backed up your story. Faison is alive, and according to AJ, he's in Switzerland.
Switzerland?
That's what he said.
Are you sure AJ Quartermain can be trusted?
Anna, it's John. Hey, listen, we need to talk. I have some information that you need to know. Faison is alive. Hey, look, I'm sorry if this is interrupting your ski weekend, but, I didn't think it could wait. Call me.
Quartermain swears he saw Faison in Switzerland. He took a photo with his cell phone. Our guys had taken a look at it, but it appears to be legit.
So what's Faison doing in Switzerland?
Duke?
right.
Hey!
Hi.
What are you doing here?
What am I doing here? This is me following my lawyer's advice. I am officially a detective for the PCPD.
No kidding. Anna hired you?
Mm-hmm.
Good. Your lawyer approves. Not only is it good for your case, it's good for Sam, because she needs a friend.
Hey, I want you to know, I'm signing my first paycheck over to you. Please put it towards what I owe
Don't worry
you.
about it. All right, now that you're officially part of the PCPD, could you please direct me to my client's holding cell, Robert Scorpio?
They brought him in a B&E.
I don't know him well, but he was ex-law enforcement, so petty theft doesn't seem like that's his style.
He's trying to prove that Duke Lavery is actually Faison.
According to AJ, Faison was in a clinic in Switzerland. I'm guessing he was recovering from injuries he sustained during that explosion.
How did AJ spot him?
Monica sent AJ there to recover from a broken back.
This clinic, was it the clinic Zen Geist zu Heilen in Lucerne?
Yeah. Yeah, it is. How do you know that?
Luke told me about it. Who's in there? So is Anna.
Anna? You're more beautiful than ever. You are. Not happy to see me? What? Take it easy. What is it?
How did you do it?
Do what?
How did you make me think you were Duke? How did you do that?
I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm talking about you. Impersonating the man I love. How did you do that? Duke's not really alive, is he? It was you. Ah!
Maybe I can help clear up a little confusion here, okay? I wouldn't mess with Klaus. He's highly emotional. Upset him and then could shoot your husband.
Let him go! Let him go!
No. There's no letting go here after what I've been through in order to find you. Shut up!
How are you even alive? God, did that explosion kill you?
Well, it was pretty close. It took me several years to recover, only to realize that you're back with your ex. What is it with you and men? Scorpio, Luke, and Duke. Miserable trio. Why do you waste yourself on such men? Well, pearls before swine.
You're delusional.
Shut up when I speak to you. I'm the only man you could ever love.
You're insane. You think I would love you?
Well, love comes in many different forms.
You're evil.
No, I'm not evil.
Yes.
I'm the only strong man that could ever live with you. What is that? Look at that! What is that? Petty amusement?
Don't you ever compare yourself to him. He is everything you're not.
You'll think differently when he's out of the picture.
Now, according to Luke, Heather Weber tells Anna that Robin's still alive.
Heather Weber? Why would Anna believe Heather Weber? Heather's crazy.
If you've never lost a child, you really wouldn't know. You believe anything, follow any lead, no matter how futile. That's what Anna did.
To this clinic in Lucerne.
Yeah, she got admitted there as a patient. Found a transfer patient from Ferncliff in Port Charles. Girl looked just like Robin, but of course wasn't. Luke said it broke her heart.
Now, you're trying to tell me that Faison's being treated there at this clinic?
Yeah, according to AJ, which I have to admit is one hell of a coincidence.
More like a trail of breadcrumbs. Faison wants her at the clinic, but why?
So, Robert Scorpio believes that Faison is A, thank you, still alive, B, masquerading as Duke Lavery.
That is his story, yes.
Well, I know Scorpio is an ex-spy, and convoluted is his stock and trade, but even by those standards, it's a bit of a stretch. And especially if you factor in that Robin was killed less than a year ago.
You're suggesting that grief is somehow affecting his judgment?
Maybe. I mean, maybe because he couldn't save Robin, he's now trying to save Anna from her great enemy, even though the man is dead.
That's one way of looking at it, yeah.
Well, the alternative is to believe that Faison is running around Port Charles with another man's face.
Stranger things have happened.
Name one.
It's a little too convenient, Faison being spotted at the same clinic where Anna went to look for Robin.
It's a setup. She was lured there.
I'm not quite there yet.
Yeah. Well, you weren't there when we tried to convince you that Faison was alive.
It's a big step. Faison being alive to him somehow impersonating Duke.
It all fits. Faison at the same clinic that Anna was lured to. He wants to observe her, see how she's handling Robin's loss. Then he sees an opening and whammo, he steps in looking like Lavery.
Look, I'm a cop. I don't need convincing. I just need evidence.
Well, while you're doing that, Anna's at risk and she's up on that mountain all by herself.
Hey, open up. I'm gonna go try and reach Anna again.
See if you can find my lawyer while you're at it. Ski trip, Huey. This is all about getting her up there and isolating her from her friends. He's got a plan.
Stop it. Listen to me. Listen. Ugh. God. If you want to impress me, you let him go, okay?
I absolutely agree. Duke, you're an impediment. Let him go. Shoot him, Klaus.
No, don't shoot him.
Shoot him.
Stop it. God, you're insane.
That's what you think now, but in
No.
time you'll forget. And you'll turn to me.
You think killing him will make me love you?
Oh, love come in different forms.
I understand you're in need of an attorney.
It's a long, convoluted story.
Yeah, I got most of the pertinent facts. But since they don't apply directly
Don't
to
apply?
your... If you try to explain to a judge that you broke into the home of your ex-wife's other ex-husband, who you believe is an Eastern Bloc spy who's been surgically altered, you're going to get 24-hour lockup in the mental ward.
Well, if you put it like that.
I'm putting it like that. Which is why you're going to do exactly what I say.
So Spencer and Anna have been to the same Swiss clinic.
According to Scorpio, Anna went there to look for her daughter.
Right. She told me about that, all right? In itself, it doesn't prove that Faison is trying to pass himself off as Lavery. Then again, given Faison's skill set, it's certainly a possibility. And the whole timing of this little ski trip, all right? You have to wonder about that. I mean, Scorpio starts making accusations, and what? Less than 24 hours later, Lavery's lured Anna out of town.
We need to find the commissioner.
Yeah. I've tried. Every one of my calls goes straight to voicemail.
Duke, you cheated death once. But not this time.
No, Anna. It's a trap. Get out of here.
Oh, what an appalling noise. Shoot him.
If Anna is on the slopes, it'd be a while before she checked her messages.
Did she leave a number for that resort?
Yeah, she did. It's called Hurley Mountain. It's about an hour from here. Yeah, it's Detective Falconeri with the PCPD. I'm trying to get a hold of Anna Devane, the police commissioner. Could you check under the name of Lavery? I see. All right, thank you very much.
They're not there.
Lavery canceled the reservation.
Where the hell are they?
Can you hear me? What have you done to her?
She'll be sleeping for a while, no worries. She's seen what I need her to see.
What do you mean?
Well, Scorpio put this stupid idea into her head that I was impersonating you.
Robert figured this out?
Oh, he was bluffing. Anna knew he didn't have any proof. But she lost a little faith in me.
Faith in you? While you were pretending to be me?
Faith in me! That's why I brought her here to Switzerland, so she could see you and I in the same hotel room. Then she wouldn't know that I'm not imitating anybody, right? And there goes Scorpio's idea out of the window.
She's too smart to fall for your plan. Your plan will never work.
It's working just fine. Except for one little detail.
You can't kill me, you need me.
When a man has served his purpose, you gotta say goodbye.
Anna, can you hear me? Anna, can you hear me? All of this is a lie. I love you. I love you.
All right, thanks, Carly. Anna's car is still at the Metrocourt garage, and she left word with the front desk to hold all calls for the next 2 days.
The Lavery picked her up. The question is, where did he take her?
Guys, you can hand off my holding cell to somebody else. My uber-talented lawyer here secured my release.
I pled him out. My client agreed to admit to the break-in, and the DA was willing to play ball because he didn't take anything, and he also promised to stay away from Lavery. Isn't that correct, Mr. Scorpio?
Oh, yeah. I'm more than happy to avoid Lavery. That doesn't apply to Faison, though. Guys, I want to talk to Anna. Hey, guys, look, I know the routine. The commissioner has to phone in her location when she leaves the jurisdiction.
We've tried to reach Anna at the resort, and she never checked in.
You checked the cell phone?
She's not picking up.
Well, this is good news. She's up there on the mountain with that crazy, and we can't locate them.
Regrettable, but necessary.
You shot your own man. Why?
You're so slow. I don't understand what she sees in you at all. I didn't shoot him, you did, Lavery. While saving Anna from the monstrous Faison. But sadly, Faison vanished into the thin air.
As soon as she recovers from her shock, she'll know that you're a fraud. This masked cartoon you've created of me, the man that she loves, you'll never get near her.
On the contrary, Anna will throw herself into my arms, overwhelmed with gratitude. So say your goodbyes, Lavery.
Anna, if you can hear me, it's Faison. This whole thing is a fraud. It's Faison. It's a lie. Anna! Open!
Bring that canary back to the clinic.
This just couldn't have worked out better even if Faison had planned it himself. I shot my mouth off without any proof and pretty much pushed Anna right into his arms.
Okay, look, just because Anna didn't make it to Hurley Mountain doesn't mean Faison has her. They might have headed the room. Maybe they went to a different resort.
Well, why hasn't she answered her phone or returned any of your calls?
I don't know. I'm gonna get these guys to call some other resorts, see what I can find out.
Good deal.
Okay. Will you do me a favor and keep an eye on him? I'm going to process your release. You just stay.
You got federal credentials. You know what we're dealing with here. This guy's a sociopath. He doesn't care who or what he hurts. He just wants Anna. If she doesn't cooperate, well, he's going to kill her.
We might have a lead.
Clinic? Too bad it's in Switzerland.
The clinic. The clinic is one of these places for rich people where they sometimes stash undesirable relations. You pay enough money. Anything medically you want can be handled with discretion.
Including a relic from the Cold War who wants a new face and identity.
I didn't say that.
Ah, but you're not dismissing it either.
No.
You know, I never met a Fed who deep down inside didn't want to try it out as an agency man. See whether you got the werewolves to be a spy or not. This is your big chance. We gotta stop this guy before it's too late.
Anna, wake up. Anna, my darling. Anna. It's okay. He was here. He was here, but he's gone. You're safe now.
What happened?
He injected you with something. You lost consciousness. I think he was gonna make off with you.
Oh, God, is he dead?
Yes. We struggled over the gun and I shot him. I killed him. I saved you. Faison is gone.
You need to follow him.
No. He's long gone. You won't find him. You're safe now, Anna. You don't need to worry about Faison.
How does Faison get to escape so easily?
For all we know, he is still in the hotel.
Oh, that's comforting.
Rest assured, we have eyes on you and Mr. Lavery.
No, I know that. Thank you. I'm just frustrated, that he can vanish again. Where is he?
If Anna discovers that I'm masquerading as Duke Lavery, then all my trouble is for naught.
Your secret is safe. Let's hope it was worth it.
Anna's already seen Duke Lavery and Faison in the same room at the same time. How much more proof does she need that I'm not Faison?
It was a stroke of brilliance. Hi, Duke. May I help you?
I'm Detective John McBain. I'm with the Port Charles Police Department in New York State. This is my trusted associate.
Robert Scorpio, consultant with Interpol.
Yeah, and we're here and we're looking for this man. Have you seen him?
No.
No, you haven't seen him. That's very disappointing. How about taking a look at this guy? He said he was here a few years ago and said he saw the previous man. His name is Faison here at this facility. Let me know if you recognize this man.
I do remember this man. He had a broken back, I believe. But as to the other, I'm afraid he's mistaken. That man was never here.
I see. Well, that's too bad. That's too bad. However, we do have a warrant that we secured from the local authorities, Robert, and we say we have a little look around this facility. And let's start with, I don't know, eeny, meeny, miny, mo. What do you say we open this door, Doc?
Who was that on the phone?
Oh, it was my man in Washington. To be more accurate, my handler.
Your case agent?
Yes, I was just briefing him on the reappearance of Faison. I told him Robert had accused me of being Faison. What did Interpol have to say?
They're broadening the search. I have to call my people and let them know what's going on.
Is that really necessary?
What, this guy, Doc, do you know him?
I'm afraid I don't.
She's lying. She's seen him, she's seen Faison. He had plastic surgery, didn't he? I mean, that's why it took so long to recover. He now looks like Lavery.
I'm afraid I don't know what you mean.
This case has security implications for several countries. Anything you know may help us.
She's covering for him. Now listen, you're going to wind up an accessory here if the law enforcement official that he's holding is harmed in any way.
Holding? I don't understand.
You're going to tell me what I want to know before it's too late for Anna.
For some reason, my phone's not charging. Can I borrow your phone? I gotta call my office.
Yes, of course, but can I ask you something first?
Yeah, what?
I'd like to forget that Faison was ever here. But that's probably not possible.
Well, no, of course it's not possible.
But listen, when I was tied up with a gun to my head, I heard you tell Faison that Robert was right, that I'd been masquerading as Duke.
Yes, but I wasn't accusing you.
Yes, but when I was
accusing him.
You were in danger, and I felt helpless. There was nothing I could do, and when I heard that you doubted me, I felt that everything that we had together since I came back was not real, that it was all gone and lost. I felt as if I was losing you all over again.
I'm sorry.
Well, now that you know that I'm not Faison, is it possible that you could trust me? Could you maybe trust me the way you trusted me when we were husband and wife? Do you still doubt me, Anna? Is there anything that I can do or say to prove myself to you?
You don't have to prove yourself. It was shocking to see Faison. I was terrified. And I just jumped to the wrong conclusions. Robert had been adamant about that. And so I believed him for a minute.
Have you any idea how jealous I get of this blind faith you have for Robert? I wish you could trust me in the same way.
I do trust you.
You know, when Faison's henchman brought you out here, then I realized that I'd been wrong. I'm sorry.
I don't need an apology. This isn't about blame. I just need to know that you believe in me.
I don't know what else to say. You know, when you were brought into this room, my questions went away, you know? All I could think about was saving you from Faison. I couldn't bear to lose you again.
You're not going to lose me. Don't you know that by now?
I'm just grateful that you're alive.
If you don't tell me what I want to know, I swear on my own life, I'll have you thrown into this little boutique prison in Bulgaria where you'll be breaking bricks from dawn till dusk.
All right, you made your point.
If you don't like this, get a coffee.
All right,
You're
step
a bad man.
back.
Don't leave me with him,
He's
please.
also off his meds, but listen to me. My associate, he's just very step up there. He's very upset about our associate, all right, as am I, Anna. And we need to find her, all right? But listen, Dr. Albrecht, she's answered all our questions.
What do you mean she's giving us bugger all?
Robert, this is my case. You're a consultant, okay? If Dr. Albrecht can't help us, she can't help us. We're done here.
Is that how Anna taught you how to play good cop, bad cop?
That warrant in your pocket is actually a Chinese menu. Don't you think you were laying it on just a little thick?
Well, it depends. Did it work?
I have to go to my room. It's been a long night.
Seriously? You're leaving now?
No, I'll be back. Got the rest of the night together.
That was maybe the sweetest words I've ever heard. Bottle of your best champagne. Merci. Now what?
I thought you should know that I have once again saved your Hinterbacken from Dan Fleming.
What do you mean?
Scorpio and Detective McBain from the Port Charles Police were here.
Damn it. I managed to stop Anna from making a phone call. How did they connect me with Switzerland?
Relax. I told them that I'd never seen you and that Faison had vanished years ago. They know nothing about you or your whereabouts.
And where are they now?
I don't know, but I know for certain that they know nothing. Hey,
Who's on the phone?
Let go of me.
You look so beautiful.
She's talking
Leave me a message. I will return your call as soon as I can.
Where's Anna? Where are they?
You think I'm going to tell you?
I'll have the call traced.
Be too late.
It's Falconeri. I got a location on Anna. She's at a hotel in Lucerne, Switzerland.
Switzerland. I know. I'm on it.
Can we move to the bedroom?
Yeah.
Another interruption. But this time it's only room service. I ordered fondue and champagne for later. You see? There's nothing can stop us from getting together. Scorpio, you've got to be joking.
Room service. Get out of here. Ah, we have a wonderful fondue here. Not very original, but no oysters.
This takes stalking to a whole new level.
What are you doing here? I told you to leave me alone. Why are you here?
Obviously, you didn't get my message.
What message?
About Faison.
this is ridiculous. Get out of here.
Faison.
You called me about Faison?
Faison's alive.
Yes.
AJ Quartermain's
Well,
got
I
evidence.
want to explain something to you.
Look, AJ took a photograph at that clinic that you and Luke went to looking for Robin.
I need to
this
tell
can't be
you
a
something.
coincidence.
It's true, Anna. A doctor there confirmed that Faison was a patient.
This was after the supposed boat explosion. Yeah, he's alive. I mean, there's your proof.
I know.
You do?
Yes. I've seen Faison. In the flesh.
Seen him where?
Right here. In this room. So I've advised Interpol, and they'll find Faison, I hope.
Find him? He's right here.
What do you think I'm Faison?
What do you mean? That Faison was in this room?
Well,
what she meant was that, she doesn't believe this is the real Duke Lavery, right?
He is. What I'm saying is that Faison was in this room. I walked in, and he was waiting for me. And he had Duke tied up and gagged.
You saw Lavery and Faison together?
Yeah. I saw both men in the same room at the same time, which blows a hole in Luke's theory that Faison somehow had his face transformed with plastic surgery.
Tell me, how did Olivia come to be looking at Lavery and see Faison?
Well, maybe it was the LSD. Now, please, will you get the hell out
I
of here?
don't know. It was a premonition, Robert. Maybe she knew what was going to happen here tonight. That Faison was going to come after Duke.
Talk about twisting the evidence to suit
No
yourself.
evidence. It was a hallucination. It doesn't mean anything. But what is certain is that Duke and Faison are two different people.
Well, Robert, I think perhaps you owe me an apology.
Someone had Duke tied up and he threatened to shoot him.
And yet Duke's standing here.
Yes, because he overpowered Faison's man and he got free.
What happened to Faison?
I don't know. He was gone by the time I came to.
What do you mean, came to?
Well, Faison gave me a sedative and I was out for a few minutes.
You know, Duke and Faison may not be the same person, but they're obviously working together.
No, he would never be associated with Faison, ever.
Robert, I thought you and I settled our differences. Why can't you accept the fact that I have not done anything?
We ran into a Dr. Albrecht at the clinic who admitted that Faison was a patient.
So? That doesn't connect him to Duke?
We showed her a photograph of Lavery.
And what did she say?
Swore up and down she didn't know him.
Well, why are you wasting our time? Can you just leave, please, both of you?
You don't know a Dr. Albrecht, do you, Lavery?
No, I don't believe that I do.
Well, that's interesting. Isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
It's interesting because right after we had gone, after swearing she'd never seen you before, she made a phone call. To you.
You two are just clutching at straws to support this absurd theory.
Well, if it's so absurd, why are you getting so flustered?
Well, in case you hadn't noticed, you interrupted a very important evening.
I can see you went all out here. Really cool. It's hot.
Oh. Anna doesn't want you, Scorpio. You lost. She wants me. So please, be a gentleman and take yourself and your ridiculous friend and get out of here.
Could you tell me about this supposed phone call between Dr. Albrecht and Duke?
Oh, Anna, please, you can't possibly be taking this seriously.
I just want to clear things up.
No, you've given them proof. You've given them an eyewitness account. There's no way I could be anything to do with this Faison, but still it's persistent. I'm something to do with an obsessed arch criminal who's altered his face to fool you.
Well, you're right about that bit, about the arch criminal bit.
And now they're trying to fabricate some association between me and somebody that I haven't even met.
Oh, by the way, this is Obrecht's phone. We confiscated it. What do you say we redial the last number called?
Yeah. There's 2 missed calls from that number. She was obviously phoning you.
The only thing that's obvious is these two got a hold of my phone number. And then they picked up a prop phone in order to set me up.
Set you up for what, Lavery? All this proves is you and Faison are the same doctor, the same clinic. It's nothing to get upset about.
Well, I'm getting upset because I was trying to have a romantic evening with my ex-wife, in case you hadn't noticed. But her ex shows up with this ridiculous lackey trying to make her doubt me.
Oh, no. I mean, admittedly, yes, Robert's methods and motives are questionable at best, but McBain would never manipulate evidence.
Anna,
No.
do you doubt me?
Are you getting a little hot under the collar, Lavery?
I don't know about him, but it's Must be 1,000 degrees in here.
Yeah. What is it with the heat?
Yeah, I turned the heat up.
Why?
Oh, it's lackey's instinct.
What are you talking about?
You know, we're all sweating except for you, Lavery. Why is that?
A mask? What are you? Mad?
Mask. It's perfect. That's the reason you saw the both of them together. Now, he wouldn't have minded showing his ugly dial to you, so he takes off the Lavery mask and puts that on him.
Oh, would you listen to yourself just for once? You take paranoia to a whole different level.
Was Lavery gagged the entire time you saw him?
Yes, he was.
So you never heard his voice?
And you were conveniently unconscious when Lavery comes in and takes out the henchman. I mean, how would you know what went on during that time?
I wouldn't.
Faison comes back, takes off, takes out the goon, puts on the Lavery mask just in time for you to wake up.
But Duke shot Faison's accomplice. He was here. He was dead on the floor.
Oh, come on, the guy's a psycho. What does he care about offing one of his own?
Oh, I've had enough of this. If you won't leave, then I'm leaving. Anna, will you come with me?
Yeah, all right.
Oh, Anna, please. You're smarter than this.
No, I'm gonna go with him. Why don't you take me to that little inn? Do you remember it? In the Andermatt? We got snowed in.
Yes. Of course I will. What's wrong?
We never went to the Andermatt. We never got snowed in.
Okay, so I lied to you.
Yeah, you did.
Okay, I lied to you. I lied because I didn't want to hurt your feelings. I didn't. Because I've forgotten something that was important to you, something that was romantic, that wasn't. But you're taking their side. You're taking their side against me.
Are you turning this around on me?
No. No. I'm not turning it around. It's just I'm hurt. My feelings are very hurt. Now, I'm going to leave. When you come to your senses, I'll come back and I will get you.
Oh my God, dude! Oh my God! Jeez! Oh my God! Bravo, what did you do?
Well, deteriorates latex.
I really hope we're right. Agent Crow. Johnny Bay. FBI should have contacted you.
Please, we need to get you to the hospital.
I can't let you see me like this.
Take him into
I want to see how bad it is, please.
Hotel Riker.
Blame Anna. Why I had to. I can't.
No explanations necessary.
For time's sake, Scorpio, please.
Interpol's on the way.
And look at this. We're starting to melt. Couldn't happen to a nicer psychopath.
I did it all for you, Anna.
Shut up! You stole another part of my life that I cherished. You're a monster.
No, Anna, I'm not. I love you. You know I love you. I always loved you. You know that. All I want you to do is to love me back just a little bit.
Senator McBain,
What do you got?
Anna, please.
Yeah, she's all yours.
Anna.
Just a minute. Just a minute.
Thank you.
Hey. All right. Whoa.
It's almost Christmas. You've probably already decorated the tree. I wish I could see it. I miss you, Patrick. God, I miss you, Emma, so much. I miss my whole family. Patrick, I miss you so much. I really don't know how much more of this I can take.
dinner.
What, no service with a smile?
This isn't a hotel.
Yeah, I've noticed. You're usually so calm and collected. You have a bad day?
My days have no concern of yours.
Well, it might help you to talk about it. What happened? One of your patients get restless? Or did someone finally complain about your unorthodox treatment protocols?
Be quiet!
Oh, looks like I struck a nerve. I mean, you can tell me whatever it is. It's not like I'm in a position to spread gossip.
I tell you what's wrong. Faison was captured.
Hey, got you some coffee. Mind you, with your sweet tooth, and here we are in... Anna?
Oh my God, could I be any more stupid?
I'm sorry, what did you just say?
Nothing of your concern.
No, you just said Faison was captured. My mother figured it out, didn't she? She would never believe that Faison was Duke.
She believed. She had totally succumbed. It was the perfect plan.
Not so perfect if it fell apart. Thank God my mother's free of him. I hope Faison is right.
I don't want to hear another word about your mother or your father. As far as I'm concerned, they can both go to hell.
Why don't you just say it? I told you so. Why don't you?
Because that's something I don't want to say.
Really? Why not? Because you're right about all of it. Faison, the master puppeteer, you know, he gets Duke to resurface after 2 decades in a Turkish prison. Oh, God! Faison. The whole ridiculous cover story that I should never have fallen for. What is wrong with me?
You wanted to believe it.
Why? Because he looked like Duke, because he said he was Duke. I'm a spy. Well, that's a joke. I'm trained to be able to see through people who aren't who they claim to be, to spot inconsistencies, to know what is a lie and what is the truth. You told me it was Faison. You said it. I won't believe you.
I didn't have any proof at the time, and I was less than tactful the way.
Oh, just stop it. Could you not be so gallant?
Would you rather I gloat?
Yes, actually I would. You said I was compromised. I got sloppy.
What you did, my dear, was get played by one of the best.
I'm a professional. I'm smarter than this. I am. I'm smarter than this. Why couldn't I just see it? What was right in front of my face?
Because of Robin.
So my dad knows about Faison. So my mom and dad, they're working together.
Only I'd done as Faison asked. He wanted to eliminate Scorpio, and I talked him out of it.
Well, good call on your part.
I was concerned it would raise suspicion. I couldn't see the big picture. That Scorpio was too big a threat to leave alive.
Interpol's probably holding a lottery to see which country gets to try and convict Faison first.
Such a brilliant man. He threw it all away and left me to deal with the fallout.
Dr. Obrecht, you're in a very difficult position. Maybe it's time to cut your losses now and let me go. Now! Here. I'm nothing but a liability, just one more crime for the police to charge you with. I mean, is this really what you wanted for yourself? Don't you have a family? I mean, people that love you?
My family is not your concern.
Well, I haven't seen my family in almost a year. You have no idea how much I miss them, how much I miss my husband and my little girl.
I should care for your suffering.
You're a doctor, just like I am. You don't become a doctor without caring about people.
This is an impossible situation.
It's a very simple way out. All you have to do is trust your own humanity. And just have some compassion for me. For my whole family. And just let me go. Please.
You had your heart broken. You both did. No parent should ever have to
bury their child. I mean, how do you describe in words that sort of a loss? Luke said you were dealing with it. And then that idiot, Heather Weber, has to go and tell you that Robin's alive. She did the worst imaginable thing for a grieving parent. She gave them hope. So off you go to Switzerland. When you get there, you discover that Robin's gone. So you've got to deal with the loss all over again.
Yeah, I did.
And then in the middle of all of this steps Duke Lavery, alive and in color, standing in your living room.
I could have shot him that first day. I wish to God I had.
Faison's timing here was impeccable. He knew he could never get away with any of this unless you were grieving for Robin. But as it is, he still had to throw everything he had at you, including a dead man's face.
What if he didn't? What if that man is still alive?
It isn't just about me. But why should you have to pay for the crimes that Faison committed? If you let me go, then you look innocent.
Things are difficult. Yes. Now is the time when one's faith is tested. And I have faith in Faison.
Well, you're going to be very disappointed. Because Faison is a treacherous man. And he only cares about himself. He will save himself and he'll blame you for everything.
Faison will not compromise his plan. He'll find a way to remedy the situation.
If my parents know that Faison is alive, it's only a matter of time before they figure out the rest. That I am alive and that Faison is the one that took me.
It's too random.
Trust me, Dr. Obrecht, you do not want Anna Devane and Robert Scorpio to find me shackled to a bed. You don't want me to have to explain to them that you are the one that held me prisoner. If you want to get out of this alive, you have to let me go.
You may have a point. I have no choice but to eliminate you.
Don't do this, Anna, please.
No, I ignored my instincts before. I overlooked inconsistencies, and I'm not going to make that mistake again.
What inconsistencies?
All right, hear me out. When I come into this room, Faison is in here, right? And he had this thug. Oh, God, what was his name? Oh, it was Klaus. Of course it was Klaus. So Klaus brings Duke into this room. He's all bound and gagged, and he's being held at gunpoint. And this man that I thought was Duke, he's fighting against his restraints, and he's trying to tell me something. And that's when Faison says to Klaus to shoot him. And I go for the gun, and I try to get it.
Well, that was staged.
Yes, exactly. Right. At that point, Faison drugs me, and I'm out. And then when I come to, now Faison has got this whole mask back on again as Duke. And this Klaus person is lying here. He's dead. Duke says he shot him and that Faison escaped.
So what's the problem?
Who was that man? That was Duke. Who was the man being held at gunpoint?
We went through all of this. Faison came in, stuck the Duke mask on the henchman.
Right, of course, because anybody could look like Duke if they had that mask on. But what if there's another possibility?
Well, wait a minute. You're not buying it.
Yeah, no, listen. What if Duke Lavery is alive? What if that was him?
Faison had this plan down to the last detail. He needed you to see him with Duke. So the best thing was to slap a mask on one of the henchmen.
Right, I know. It's vintage Faison.
Why don't you want to believe that?
Well, because when Faison was posing as Duke, you know, he wasn't just some mute person. He knew things, right? He knew things about me, Duke, conversations, places we'd been, things that only Duke and I would know.
But this is Faison. You don't think he's capable of getting such a thorough dossier?
Right, I know. But I was also wondering why, when Luke went to Turkey, that the story checked out.
But wait.
Luke said he couldn't disprove Lavery's story.
Right. Maybe because Duke Lavery had actually been in that Turkish prison.
Wait. Faison's more than capable of bribing people and falsifying records.
But what if there's another possibility? What if Duke had been held captive in that Turkish prison and Faison had found him there and he questioned him and he got all this information out of him and maybe, I don't know, maybe he took a mold of his face and because that would explain why that mask is so perfect.
Look, all he needs is good software and a decent lab and he can fabricate anyone's face. But let's call Interpol.
No,
Let's call...
there's something else. It's been bothering me. When Klaus brought Duke into this room, there was a look in his eyes. Something that had been missing. Duke, when he came in here, he was struggling to tell me something, and he was fighting, he was trying to save me. And I recognized his eyes. They were Duke's.
Okay. I don't think you're right about this, but I know where we can go and get some answers.
You said so yourself. It's only a matter of time before your parents find you here, and when they do, they'll destroy everything Faison strove to accomplish.
It's already been destroyed. That's why you have to think about this, and you have to save yourself.
Yes. That's why I can't risk the authorities learning of your existence. I'm afraid the only solution is for you to die.
No, killing me is not going to fix anything, and if you let me go, I'll tell my parents and I'll plead for leniency.
Leniency? From Robert Scorpio? The man is ruthless to his enemies, a legend among the spies. No. He'll want Faison to pay, and he'll want me to pay as well. As for your mother, I never understood Faison's obsession. But I know she's dangerous. Now imagine she'd be merciless to a woman who had harmed her precious child.
My parents pay their debts. If you save me, they will owe you.
I'm afraid you were right after all, Robin. It's time to cut my losses.
Please, you can't.
I must decide what to do, and quickly. They'll be coming here soon. You're not the only one I have to deal with.
What? What do you mean? Who else are you holding here? Who? Who's here?
Luke and Robin. Neither can be discovered here alive. What are you doing here again?
We want the truth. So listen, Faison is in custody, so you don't need to deny it. I know he was posing
You're
as
looking
Duke,
for a patient,
but he knew things that only Duke could know. So my question to you is Duke Lavery alive?
You've lost your grip on reality.
No.
She's as sane as you like, my dear, but you're in a lot of trouble unless you stop.
Come on.
This is nonsense. I don't have to justify what is going on here.
You know what? You want to play it like this? I'm going to go room by room. What's in here?
No, don't!
Oh, my God. Duke Lavery alive.
I fear you've lost your grip on reality.
Tell me.
Perfectly sane, Doctor,
Tell
but you're
me.
in this up to your neck, so stop talking.
Come on. Nonsense. I refuse to justify any of this. Listen. No, don't! No!
I'll be damned.
Duke?
Anna.
Problems?
Apologies for the delay. I ran into a bit of trouble.
Or maybe I was right. Maybe you actually do have a heart and are having second thoughts about killing me.
Appeals to my sensitive side will get you
So
nowhere.
you admit you have a sensitive side.
There's no choice in the matter. You have to be eliminated before your parents find you.
Oh, God, is it really you?
Anna, you are so beautiful.
Oh, God, is it really?
It's me.
Is it?
Anna, it's me. Anna. It's really me. I'm a little bit
Worse for wear, but it's me.
Are you hurt?
All right, now I've never felt better in my life. You have no idea how much I've wanted to see you.
Me too.
I knew you would come. I knew this would happen. I knew it. My hero. I wish we could enjoy this reunion, but we better get out of here. I'm sure Faison's prepared for my potential escape.
You don't have to worry about it.
He's been neutralized.
I don't know how to thank you, Robert.
Well, you should thank Anna. She's the one that figured that there might be one more piece left in Faison's puzzle, and you could actually be alive. But I hope you don't mind.
Mind what?
Ah, Robert, really?
What? Just checking.
I understand after what you've been through, you can do any tests that you like, but I think we should do them elsewhere. Let's not do it
Okay,
here.
Faison is in custody. He can't hurt us.
He has people, though. He has people here. He has a woman here that would do anything for him. I think she's runs the place. She's a
Dr.
physician.
Ulbrich.
Do my parents know I'm alive? Are they here?
Word of advice: don't spend time fretting over things you can't control.
I have a life waiting for me in Port Charles. I have a husband and a daughter who love me. Ah! Please, I'm begging you.
I know what you must think, Robin, but I'm not a robot. I understand the bond between mother and child.
Well, then let me get back to my daughter.
I can't.
Why not?
Faison left instructions. Failure to comply could mean my own life.
No. Please.
I'm sorry for all the pain I've caused you, Robin.
Please.
There won't be any more.
Please, you can't do this. Please.
I have no choice.
Please, I'm begging you.
Close your eyes and it will be like falling asleep.
Please. Mom! Mom! Dad! Help me! I'm here! Help! Oh, stop! Let go! Mom! Dad, I'm in here! Come find me!
Drag.
Mom!
It's no use. Your parents are busy elsewhere.
As soon as I figured out who Faison was, what he wanted, I tried to stop him, but it was almost futile. He wanted you, Anna. He had me relive every minute of our lives and our entire history. And well, the hard part was, as I did that, all I wanted to be with you. It made me miss you and miss us. And it made it harder because the psychopath wanted to be with you.
In the end, that ended up to be your best weapon. Because it was those little inconsistencies you put in the stories that... I mean, that's what triggered everything. It was brilliant.
No, you were brilliant. I put little coded messages in there just for you, in amongst the truth, and you picked up on them.
I thought there was something wrong. I couldn't... You know... But actually, to give him his due, it was Robert that figured it out.
Oh, then I'm grateful to Robert.
I wish I'd realized sooner.
I thought you had realized sooner.
Why do you say that?
Well, a couple of weeks ago, Faison came here. He was furious. I thought he was going to kill me. He said I had ruined his plan. He said one of the memories that I'd given him was false and somebody picked up on it. I thought he was talking about you, and he said, no, he wasn't. He was talking about somebody else.
Soon this will all be over.
Robin?
Saying that Faison actually said someone else nearly ruined his plan? Who?
Well, that's all I got out of him at the time. Anna, it's been a while, but I know that look.
Sorry.
Don't be sorry. Tell me, what are you thinking?
Well, I don't know who else other than me knows you well enough to be able to get in Faison's way.
What? What is it?
No, it's not possible.
Anna, nothing is impossible. Look at you and I here in this room. Anything is possible. Who are you thinking about?
It just doesn't make sense, that's all.
Who?
Robin.
Robin, you're alive! Step away from the daughter.
Oh, baby, you hurt? You all right?
I need to find me. Okay.
Get out of this.
Now, how tough do you feel, Dr. Obright? Let me introduce you to my father, Robert Scorpio.
I doubt that that's a vitamin shot, so leave it there, all right?
As you wish.
Dad.
I don't know why I didn't think of Robin. She was always a bright girl. She'd see straight through Faison.
That's not what I mean.
What do you mean?
She passed away, Duke.
No. My body, little lassie. Oh, I'm so sorry.
I mean, that's what we were led to believe.
I don't understand.
There was an explosion at the hospital where she worked, and...
So she did become a doctor?
Yeah. She was a really, really good doctor. She was great. But, we were told that her body had burned, you know, and we couldn't really see it, and so we buried her and tried to get on with our lives, which is impossible. It's just... So then there's this unhinged woman who doesn't really care for me very well, and she told me that she'd seen Robin in this institution in Port Charles.
Why would you want to do that?
Because she was playing with my mind, you see.
So she was lying to you?
Yeah. Well, I'm not so sure, because it took me on this trail. She led me right here.
To Switzerland?
Here. To this clinic, to a padded cell, right here.
You've been here before?
Yeah.
But you didn't find Robin?
No, it was just a young woman that looked like her. I thought the whole thing was a mind game. But the fact that it led me here, to this place, to this clinic, which is Faison's base.
That's not a coincidence.
Right? Right, I'm not crazy, am I? I mean, think about it. If he wanted me, maybe he wanted Robin, and he was going to get an instant family. And so Robin could be here. Maybe he brought her here. Maybe she's here, and maybe she's alive. I mean, you said anything is possible.
Anything's possible, Anna. If Robin's alive, and she's here, we're gonna find her. We're gonna find her together.
Dad! Dad, be careful! Dad! Let go! Dad! 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 Dad, can you hear me?
Sorry, Robin.
What was in the syringe? What's in it?
Not the outcome you anticipated.
Let me go. Let me go. He's my
you.
dad. I can't just sit here and watch him
It's too late,
die.
Robin. There's nothing more you can do
Dad.
for him.
Dad, look at me.
All that's left is to deal with you.
Dad. Daddy. Daddy. Daddy.
Oh my God. Robert. Stay with me. Stay with me, honey. Robert. You hear me? Can you hear me? Oh, God. Who did this to you? Who did this to you?
Robin, you're alive. Step away from the daughter. You heard?
What is it?
Find her.
Find her? What?
Find her. You gotta find her.
Okay, Robert, stay with us, okay? Obert's not gonna get away with this. She injected you with something, okay? Right? Save your strength. We need to find someone to help.
Try and keep unconscious. I'll find someone hopefully we can trust.
All right.
Oh, she had...
Yes.
She had her.
What? It's okay, Robert. I know. Obrecht injected you. You're fine. You're gonna be okay. Just stay with me, all right?
Anna?
Yes.
She has...
Robert! What? Can we trust him? Okay, we found him on the ground. He's semi-conscious. He's been injected with something. Where's that thing?
We found this in his chest.
This is Dr. Obrecht's swing. I will need to page her.
No, we don't. No, she's the one who did this to him. You have to save him.
No, I'm sorry. Without knowing what she gave him, I cannot help.
What is that?
Propofol.
It's propofol. That's a sedative, isn't it? Isn't that lethal in large doses? Isn't it lethal?
I'm sorry. If she gave him the entire vial, I cannot help.
You don't know this man. You don't know what he survived. He's strong. You know, you have to save him.
Perhaps there's something I can try.
Okay, good. Thank you. Robert? Can you hear me? Listen. You've got to live, all right? Because giving up and dying is not an option. I'm gonna be here. You're gonna be here too. I'm not gonna do this alone.
Stubborn to die, he'll come through this like everything else with flying colors.
I hope so. He was trying to say something. You know, before he lost consciousness, he was like really fighting to say something. I know it was important. Robert, what were you trying to tell me?
What's going on? Shh. What am I doing here?
Quiet.
I'm so sorry to disturb you, but with Faison captured, I was unsure how to proceed. Under the circumstances, I thought it best to bring her to you.
Well, you did the right thing. I believe you know the way out, Doctor. How are you? After all this trouble, you wind up with good old me. What did we used to call you again? Fun one? Robin? No, it's kind of too boring. Didn't we have a nickname for you? Can't remember. Oh, well. There are more interesting questions to ponder. Like, what the devil am I going to do with you?